What's up, everybody? You're here with the Fly Guy. Okay, so I have been tying a lot of flies, and mostly because I've been down from surgery and I've kind of gotten to the place where I can, keep my foot elevated and stay up at the vise for a while. I've been working on some projects, getting ready for shows, getting my boxes filled, and filling orders as well. I've had a lot of fly tying orders come in. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below and make sure you hit that bell so you know when new videos come out. I usually post fly fishing and fly tying related videos, whether it's tying demonstrations, fly fishing footage from my time on the water, or gear reviews, whether that's at the fly tying bench or out in the field. So if that's the type of content that you're looking for, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below and make sure you hit that bell. Also, if you have not subscribed to my blog at tfgflies.com, make sure that you do that. If you subscribe to my blog, you'll be able to get notifications about new fly tying recipes and tying demos. And I'll also be sending out notifications when I upload my custom patterns as well. And you'll be notified early about future sales on my website, along with coupons that I'm going to be sending out to only my blog subscribers. So if you want to be eligible for those coupons, go ahead and subscribe to my blog at tfgflies.com. Alright, let's dive into what I've been working on. Okay, I'm going to start with a fly that everybody should know, whether you're a beginner or an experienced fly angler, and that is the woolly bugger. This fly is one that I really like. It is a dub bugger, and I'll focus in on that right now. What I like to do with some of my woolly buggers is I make them like everybody else. The only difference is I dub the body. I always add rubber legs any chance I get, and I usually incorporate some soft hackles, so you just get really good action out of these woolly buggers, and they just have a great look underwater. This one is for trout. It's in a trout size. It's a size 8, and again, you can get this fly at tfgflies.com along with the tying recipe. Okay, the next fly that I'm going to be showing you is one of my favorite patterns for carp. It is the Darth Vader carp fly. This fly catches me a lot of fish. It is just a really simple pattern, and it is dark. It has a nice contrast even in stained water, and it's got a rubber leg on the back. You can see it's kind of wiggling there. It just gives great action, and I do kind of break traditional rules with this fly. I do put flash into the dubbing mix for this carp fly, so it does have some sparkle, and it does incorporate a soft hackle, which really moves and undulates well when it's just sitting still, along with that rubber leg. So if you're looking to get into some carp, this would be a great fly to have in your box. Okay, next fly I have been working on is a kind of a newer variation of one of my favorite patterns. This is a drop shot crayfish. Now I call it a drop shot craw for one reason. This fly is tied weightless. There is no weight on this fly other than the hook, and I fish it on a drop shot rig when bass are tough or the water is super shallow, and I don't want to be throwing a crayfish jig fly basically down the drain and just getting it snagged up. It keeps it near the bottom, but just off enough to where I can present to fish and keep my fly most of the day. It does incorporate a UV resin, and I've changed the claws to a lighter but yet more detailed material. I'm using mallard flanks, and the body incorporates more soft hackle and dubbing. The shellback is a combination of a thin skin and UV resin, so it is really durable but yet super light. So for drop shot fishing for smallmouth bass or even trout, this would be a great fly to have in your box. Next pattern I've been working on is a egg sucking leech pattern. Now this is a little different than a traditional leech. This fly is tied on a short shank, wide gap hook, and it's got a dubbed body, which is reflective. It's got some flash in there, but the head is really what I love about this fly. It is just smooth and glossy, and it kind of looks like, like an epoxy head. I incorporate UV resin and polish to get that look. So if you're a steelhead angler, you're fishing up in Alaska for, trout and dollies, even salmon will take this. This is just a great fly to have in your box. It's a classic, and that is available on my website as well at tfgflies.com. And I will be posting a recipe and tying demo for this fly soon, so stay tuned and make sure that you subscribe to my blog so you know when that video comes out. Alright, and in the center is a great fly that I have fished for several seasons, and that is a ice minnow. And I have tied and retied and made variations upon variations of this pattern, and I've kind of come to a good place with it. I've made it thin enough to where it has enough space in between the materials for good action, and it's got just the right amount of flash and materials to really get great movement underwater. In the back of the fly, I use ice fur and polar flash, and I also use a little bit of crystal flash just for some contrast. And then, of course, I've added some barring there to make it look fishy. But the center of the fly opens up, and there is a flash center in this fly that really reflects light very well underwater. And of course the head is durable and made with UV resin. So again, this is a great pattern to have for bass. This kind of looks like a juvenile largemouth. I've thrown this and had success with it this year specifically, but like I said, I've fished this pattern and variations of it for a long time, and it just brings a lot of fish to the boat for me. So head to my website and check this fly out. Alright, and last but not least is a classic. This is just a zonker pattern, but it's a little different. This is a UV zonker, and underneath the rabbit strip on the back I've got some flash just to give it more light reflecting properties, and then the body is composed of UV resin as well, so it's super durable, but it's thin and it reflects a lot of light. And I use contrasting thread on the head to give it kind of a contrast there as well. The head of it is made with soft hackles, so it's got weight, got a cone head, got a little bit of lead in there so you can get down, and then it's got a lot of materials that move on their own, like bunny fur and soft hackles, so that you don't have to do too much to this fly. If you just wanted to swing it, this would be a good pattern for trout, steelhead, obviously some of your smaller fish, but you could fish it for bass in creeks as well. Okay, so these are the patterns that I've been working on. Been spending some time at the vise. All these patterns can be found again on my website at tfgflies.com. Check those out under my custom patterns. These are patterns that I fish myself. These patterns are in my box. I just don't tie flies and throw them up on the internet. I fish these patterns, I see how materials interact with the water, and I put stuff together that is just going to catch fish, and I've tested them. So if you're looking for something that's quality, I take time on my flies, I tie them well, and you're looking for something that's a little bit unique, a little different, whether it's a variation on a classic or some of my unique patterns, head on over to my website at tfgflies.com and either get some recipes off my blog or get some of these custom patterns and place an order. And hopefully I can get you into some fish. I did want to update you, if you are looking to place an order through my website, I do offer free shipping on all orders $35 and up. So anything over $35, you'll get free shipping. I'll get those flies to you at no extra cost. Alright, well that's it for now. I've got to get back to the vise here and tie up some orders and get those out the door. If you like this video, go ahead and hit thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more fly fishing and fly tying content. And make sure that you hit that bell so you know when new videos come out. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.